Hi, I'm Rayline, Coetzee of Bright Star Lifestyle, where we want to say yes to joy. We'd like to help people to live a life in abundance and really experience joy. My question for you today is, what makes you happy? Is it food, friends, family? Maybe a client that you had a successful journey with? Well, scientists have proven that there's one factor that can increase our happiness or our joy, and that is gratitude. Yes, gratitude. Also, within a pandemic, that is one of our strongest tools that we can use. Maybe you knew this, but you haven't focused on it. Maybe you've started focusing, and we can just go further on your journey. Whatever place you're at this moment, let's journey gratitude together. Let's get started. Have you heard of the Hedonic Treatment? Well, you're on it. We're all on it. The Hedonic Treatment of life. You can run as fast as you want and accumulate all the riches you can. Yet, you will remain stuck at your natural and usual state of happiness, because the riches you gain will simply raise your expectations and leave you no better off than you were before. Hedonic adaptation is the tendency of our humans to go back to the same level of happiness. Doesn't matter what happens to you, something bad, something good, you go back to the same level of happiness. In the late 1990s, Michael Eisner conceptualized this theory about the hedonic treadmill. He compared being on a treadmill to a human person. So you have to work very hard to stay in the same place. You know a treadmill, don't you? So they did some research. They had two groups. They had group A, who could eat as much chocolate as they want to for 2 weeks. Group A didn't get any chocolate. After the 2 weeks, they gave both of these groups chocolate again and measured their happiness. You guessed it, Group B experienced more joy and they could savor the moment much more. We need to learn how to increase our level on this hedonic treadmill. So gratitude can change the shape of our brains through our thoughts. We used to think that people's brain develop up to adolescence. Some people said mid-20s, but now we know that our brain isn't static, that we've got neuroplasticity in our brains and that we can keep on changing. One of the methods that you can use to change your neuroplasticity is gratitude. And remember, neurons that fire together wire together. So the more you practice this, the deeper the groove becomes and the easier it becomes to go to a state of mind of gratitude instead of a negative complaining position. Gratitude makes us feel happier and more content because it changes the neural structures of our brain and because it triggers the good hormones in our body and it regulates effective functioning of the immune system, which we so need now in this pandemic. Now the question is, what is gratitude? Now, gratitude is described as the ability to recognize the goodness in your life, which is due to your surroundings as well as the actions of another person or a group of people. That is what Robert Emmons said, and you can go and read his stuff. He writes a lot about thankfulness and happiness. Happiness comes from a mindset, a certain way of thinking, not from what we have or what we don't have. Now the exciting part, what are the benefits? If I can stay in gratitude, what are the benefits? Let's first look at the physical benefits. Firstly, we have stronger immune systems. We are less bothered by aches and pains. We have lower blood pressure. Because you have gratitude, people with gratitude tend to exercise more and easier and also take better care of their health. People with gratitude also sleep longer and feel better, more refreshed when they wake up. The next one is psychological. So if you live in a mindset of gratitude, you have higher levels of positive emotions, you're more alert, alive and awake even in the meetings, you experience more joy and pleasure, and you experience more optimism and happiness. Social benefits. People with gratitude mindset are more helpful, generous and compassionate. You forgive easier, you're more outgoing, and you feel less lonely and isolated. Now pause this and think and or discuss, which of these benefits do you need most in your life at the moment? I'm sure you got a couple of benefits that you would like to become real in your life. Now the question is, how do I do this? Because we all hear about gratitude and that we must be thankful. But how do I get this a reality in my life? I got a lovely acronym that I hope is going to help you as well. Whenever you want in your day, just stop for a moment and listen to your heart. Heart standing for the H for health. So think of what your body allowed you to do today. Maybe your feet enabled you to walk around the house or your arms allowed you to hold a pet you love. Say thank you for that. The E. What nourishment did you provide your body today? What was your favorite meal? What did it taste like? Take a moment to ponder on this. Activity. Did you do something today that you really enjoyed? Take a moment to reflect on and savor it. The R of heart, relationship. Did you see or talk to someone today who brings you joy? Or maybe you're planning to see somebody on a video chat or on a WhatsApp call who fits that description. Time. There's no time like this moment. Allow yourself just to be grateful for the fact that you're here now in this specific place, in this moment. Okay, let's pause for a moment and practice this. I want to challenge you. Sit quietly and take deep breaths until you are calm and relaxed. If you need to, pause the video and just take a couple of deep breaths and relax yourself. Then think through the acronym HEART. What are you thankful for? The H, your health. The E, eat. The A for activity. The R for relationship. The T for time. Just sit in the moment and enjoy being there. You don't always need to go through all the letters of heart. You can stop and just say thank you for one thing. Just the H, maybe at 9 o'clock, the E at 10 o'clock, the A at 11 o'clock. Whatever can work in your situation. But stop and say thank you. Let's just think through what we said today. First thing, get the level of your hedonic treadmill deeper. Remember, hedonic treadmill is that doesn't matter if something good or bad happens, your happiness doesn't change. It's like a good example is when you get a raise. Remember how excited you are when you get a raise? The next month you're still a little bit excited, but then it just becomes like usual. We need to experience deeper joy and a life in abundance. Therefore, one of the methods, not the only one, but one is to practice gratitude. We looked at the benefits of gratitude, and then we looked at how to practice gratitude, looking at our hearts often. Remember, H for health, E for eat, A for activity, R for relationship, and T for just be in the moment. A couple of tips that you can use. The first one is start a journal. Start a journal where you say thank you, where you use the HEART acronym and just look at different ones in your life. Especially for healthcare workers, they say it helps so much for you. It brings your stress and anxiety down as soon as within 2 weeks. Have a thankfulness jar. Put pebbles in or coins every time that you have a thankful thought and see how quickly that jar can fill up. Make your meal times mindful. Don't eat on the run. Sit down, taste, savor the moment. Create your own moments. Stop in the day, put on some music, sit down, take deep breaths, go through your heart, and then also pass it on. Tell other people that you're thankful for them in your life. Appreciate them. Say thank you. And then keep gratitude simple, like the steps that we have in heart. Don't make it complicated. Don't put a burden on yourself. Make it a happy place to go and sit and just think through heart, or when you stop at a traffic light, or when you're standing in a queue. Just say, let me listen to my heartbeat, and just go through those letters again. Remember, your gratitude muscle is just like any other muscle that you need to exercise. Give gratitude a chance. You'd be thankful you did. Take care.